Hello, everybody. I'm here doing I'm going to do a little mini class today. Wellness Wednesday. That's what I'm going to call this. And I think I'm just going to do this as a series over the next however long. Because Wednesday is a good day for wellness because it sounds good together. So I did a little like miniature promo about this little mini class a few days ago, but really I just want to talk about chakra balance, but I want to do it from a really I want to go a little more in depth than I normally am able to go, because I'm usually rushing to get all 7 chakras in. Hello, you guys. So I'm usually rushing to get all the chakras in, and I want to spend a little more time with them. And also, I don't want it to be an hour class. I want it to be like 10 or 15 minutes, right? Because nobody's got time for that. So I am really, you guys, just using Facebook Live to share a bit of my story and share what I've discovered along the path and what I continue to discover and what I continue to learn. And hi, Debbie. And it's just really fun to share these things. It's really been such a special journey for me. Some of you know that I teach a class called Dance for Artists, in which I've gotten to witness over and over people healing and growing from connecting to their bodies. And I've witnessed a lot of people not really in their bodies, and kind of seen what that does to us. And through the process, I've just fallen in love with the human body and what it's capable of and what it's able to tell us about ourselves, and how it speaks to us, and how important it is to sort of open up our internal ear to listen to what our body has to tell us, because it's amazing when we do that. So I'm just going to dive in. So today I'm just going to talk about the first and the second chakra today. And I'm going to share some personal stories about these 2 chakras for me and what's come up for me about concerning these, and sort of what I've done to help balance those, and how I use essential oils to balance them. So really briefly talking about just what a chakra is, first of all, is we hear about them more and more because it's becoming more of an accepted part of being human, that we have these chakras. Now, science and science would refer to them as energy centers. Same thing, energy center chakra. It's basically little points down the center line of the body where our body has actual nerve ganglia, yes, that's a fun word to say, that comes from our spine and is concentrated in these areas of the crown of the head, the third eye area, the throat, the heart, the power center in your solar plexus, and then your low belly, and then your root, so at the very bottom of your torso. And this line of energy really is where we receive, assimilate, and then what's the word I like, and where we transmit life force energy, right? So it's important that these are open and available to us, and when we're healthy, we have a nice flow, right? So every single energy center, every chakra has 4 different currents of energy, and one of those currents, I'm going to use my heart. I think you can kind of see. I'm going to tilt this a little if I can. So your heart chakra, for instance, is going to receive life force energy, receive love and energy from people. It's also going to be to give love, right? Also, once you receive that love, it's going to assimilate it, meaning I'm able to take it in and feel it and receive it into my body. Not it comes in and then I block it, or it comes in and I push it back out, right? So that current inward, that current outward, and then also, this is really, really cool. So there's energy, right, that comes down from the universe, you guys. Comes in right through the crown of our head. And that downward energy is also coming through the chakras. So that's coming into the heart. And then the earth energy, yes, the earth energy, the core of the earth has tons of energy, is coming up through the feet into the bottom chakra and coming up through the bottom of that chakra, right? So you have all these forces coming in and this way, right? So there's a lot of things happening in these energy centers. So what happens sometimes is that, you know, if we experience a trauma or we experience something really hard for us to process or assimilate, right? So something comes at us, energy comes at us, and we're not able to assimilate it, or it's a trauma and we don't understand it, we will sometimes shut down that energy center. Hi, Brooke, thank you. So we will sometimes shut down that energy center in order to protect ourselves. So what happens then is that our ability to receive and give love from our heart, or communication from our throat chakra, et cetera, gets blocked or gets distorted. So it's really important that we tune in and we're able to work with ourselves to really try to open and balance those chakras. Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. And you know, you guys, I'm new at this. I just started learning about chakras about a year ago, and then became fascinated and then started, I did an energy healing course, which I'm still studying energy healing, and just learning about, you know, the body and energy, and everything is made of energy. Energy healing sounds really weird if you don't know what it is, but everything's made of energy. And so energy healing is really just about balancing the energies in our body and allowing energy to flow freely. Okay, good. So what do I want to do? Okay, so this is cool. All right, so I'm going to go into the first chakra, and I'm going to tell you a little story. But first, one thing I want to say is every chakra, every energy center in the body has a developmental stage. So there's a time in your life where that chakra, that energy center, is actually developing in your body. So if a trauma or something would happen during the time, especially during that time of development of that chakra, that can really cause like a shutting down or a block sometimes. And, you know, sometimes something that happened when you were a baby or in the womb that you don't even remember, right, might have caused some sort of closing down of that chakra. So learning how to connect to that part of your body and listen to it is really, really, can be really, really healing. Yeah. Okay, good. So we're going to talk about the first chakra first. So the first chakra, you guys, is basically at the base of your sacrum. It's like your perineum, basically, right? So it's at the very base of your torso, and it is connected to the element of the earth, right? So of course it's the most matter, it's the most solid of all the chakra energies. So this is your root, this is your support, your sense of survival, your sense of grounding, your ability to manifest is here, your connection to food, to matter, really. So this is a you know, you've heard people say, I need to get grounded, or she's not very grounded, or whatever. And really what that means, what tends to mean, because I used to be very ungrounded, and I can still go there, because I like to live up in my mind and in my like creativity and my imagination and higher consciousness, right? But if I'm not also grounded into the earth, if I'm not also connected to my lowest energy center, then I'm gonna have trouble manifesting those ideas and bringing them into the world. I'm gonna have trouble bringing that money and that abundance into the world, you know? So when we have a block, or when we don't allow for the energy to flow freely, sometimes that will manifest as a health issue, because the body is brilliant. And when there's not energy flowing clearly and healthily in one of the chakras, then the body will try to tell you, hey, there's something here you need to deal with. There's something you blocked this part of you because of that thing that happened. So let's look at it. And then if we don't look at it, then the body gets a little louder and it's like, hey, so you need to look at this. And the reason it's telling us that, right, is because it wants us to be happy and balanced and to have the energy flow through us, right? So some of these issues that can come up with the first chakra, right, when the first chakra is speaking to us, some health issues might be issues with, any issues with our legs or our feet, our bones, issues that you have with bones, your large intestine, your colon. So some of us have like IBS or have different issues with digestion and things like that. Hi, Jenny. And our teeth are also associated with the first chakra. So if you have issues that come up with these things or anything chronic that comes up, it's probably your body just saying, hey, we have something here that we want you to look at and we want you to tune into. Okay, so yes, so we've talked about what this chakra is about. So an affirmation for this chakra is I am here. I am here and I have the right to be here. Right? So this is the chakra where everything is manifested. And we are manifested through this chakra. So I have a right to be here. I am here. And when we have something that happens or a trauma that happens in the developmental stage from the womb to 12 months, sometimes we don't, if something happens where we don't get the idea that we have the right to be here or that we're wanted or that we're okay, we're accepted, sometimes that will internalize as a wound to that first chakra area, and we might shut that down, right? We might just close that up. We might close that part of our body up and just kind of lose sensation or not be able to really tune into that part of us. So these beautiful health issues that come up are just tapping us on the shoulder like, hey, you had this thing that happened, maybe look back and you made a decision to try to protect yourself that is now no longer helping you. It's no longer serving you. So things like hemorrhoids, weight issues, constipation, sciatica, arthritis, these are some of those issues that can come up concerning the first chakra. So a couple of things you can do. So first of all, I use essential oils with these. This is the Young Living Starter Kit. These are the purest oils on the planet. That's why I use them. They work. So I like to kind of use the starter kit oils because I find a lot of people have these and they can start using them right away to help with their first chakra. So I'm going to start just with a couple for this chakra. So frankincense is a freaking incredible oil for your first chakra. The amazing thing is, you guys, your first chakra is the back of your crown chakra. What? So your crown chakra also uses frankincense. It's a very spiritual oil, right? Which makes sense. Top of your head, spiritual. So, but frankincense is also from a very strong tree. And trees have deep roots. And your root chakra, which is your first chakra, anchors you to the earth, anchors you to survival. Connecting with frankincense, using frankincense on your feet, on your low belly, anywhere around your chakra, diffusing it is incredible for helping to ground you, helping to bring you down to the earth instead of living up here, right? Some of us are really stressed out, and we live in a society that really honors the intellect. What do I know? What do I know? What do I know? What can I tell you about what I know? This is where I went to college. This is what I It doesn't, our society doesn't super honor, well, tell me about what your body is telling you. What does your body have to say about this? What do you feel when you talk about this? And that's unfortunate because the body doesn't have any of the BS that the mind has. The body, like an animal, like a dog, is completely honest. Animals can't lie. They don't BS. They feel what they feel, right? Our body is that wise animal part of us. If we have an instinct, we have a knowing, it's in your body. Your body knows it in a moment. Your body tells you. You know when you have an experience and someone says something to you and it hurts. You know, it feels like someone stabbed you in the back, or it feels like someone punched you in the stomach, or it feels like someone stabbed you in the heart, right? These are all physical sensations, but they are emotions. This is where our emotions live, is in our body and in our chakra system. So when the body is talking, listen, right? It is only talking in order to heal us. One more thing I'll say before I move on to the second chakra is, my sister Kirby sent me this amazing talk by Glennon Doyle. I can't remember her last name. She wrote a book called Love Warrior. And she said the most genius thing, so genius. She said, women grow up learning that our bodies aren't really acceptable unless they're a certain size, certain shape, certain whatever, right? So females tend to leave their body. They just don't live in their body, so that way they can starve themselves, work out like insane people, do whatever they need to do to make the body look the way the body needs to look, right? So women kind of just separate. They come out of their first chakra. They come out of that, right? And they live more up here. In general, this is a generalization. Men, on the other hand, get told, boys don't cry. Men don't feel. Don't talk about your feelings, right? So they come out of their head and out of their ability to express feelings and come into the body, right? So you have women completely outside of their body, wanting love through their emotions and through their mental connection. And then you have men who come out of their emotions and mental connection and into the body, right? And so they both want love from each other from completely different places. So it creates this like, I can't get what I want from you. I can't get what I want from you. Granted, we need to get what we need from ourselves. But if we can heal that, if we can bring women back into their bodies, if we can bring men back into their emotions and into their heart and their intelligence, what amazing healing can happen. Amazing, right? So this is a really important thing, and it's a beautiful thing. A couple more things about first chakra, just so you know. It's associated with your sense of smell, which smell is directly connected to your emotions, you guys. It's the sense out of all the 5 senses that is the most connected to your emotions. So that's why smelling something, essential oils, that are grounding is really going to be effective with grounding you in this chakra. And then there's one more oil here I wanted to share, which is Digest. This is a rooting oil because it's full of roots. It has fennel, fennel, ginger, both roots, I believe, tarragon, and then it has lemongrass. Grass grows up from the ground, right? Plants grow up from the ground, right? So this is another great one to put on the bottom of your feet, put on your low belly, drink it. That's an amazing thing about this Young Living oils is you can actually ingest them because they're so pure. So those are 2 oils I highly, highly recommend from the starter kit for grounding. So if you find that you have any of these issues, you guys, weight issues, hemorrhoids, constipation, sciatica, arthritis, bone issues, teeth issues that are chronic, this is something you want to look into. It's just a way to tune in to your first chakra. You guys, a couple things. Take your shoes off. Walk outside in the dirt. Crunch your toes into the dirt. Stomp your feet. There are reasons that tribal dances have bare feet in the dirt, right? We are bringing the attention down into the body. And it grounds us. It brings us here, helps us to listen into our first chakra. So that's something you can do. You can also just sit in a chair and just kind of like, it's going to be weird, but you can like kind of lift and just kind of land your base of your spine, your sacrum and kind of your perineum, just land on it. And it'll just kind of wake it up a little bit. Yeah. That's another thing you can do. And then just tune in. So the way to tune into a chakra, to just tune into an energy center is, I'm going to use my heart again as an example because you can actually see me. Actually, I'll use my throat. You can actually see it. So you can put your hands gently there and close your eyes. And you can do this right now in your first chakra. Just put your hands down there and just gently breathe in through your nose And breathe out and just put your awareness in that place. And you can ask your wise, amazing body what it needs to tell you. What message do I need? What do I need to know about this part of me? What do I need to know about healing this part of me? And you guys trust it. The first thing that comes to you is probably it. And sometimes we think, no, that's just my mind. I just made that up. I read an article about that last week. It wasn't, I don't trust that. You read an article about that last week because the universe is trying to help you and guide you to the answer to your healing. And the first thing that comes in, you guys, is divine. And it translates into words. So it uses your mind to tell you what it is. Right? Water first thought. Love that, Erica. Yeah, so listen to yourself and trust that first thing that comes in. Trust it. Go with it. Yeah? And the more you do that, the more you trust it, the more you'll trust it. Right? So you got to start somewhere. At first you'll be like, what if this isn't real? Trust your body. The more you listen in, the more you'll start to trust yourself. Yeah? It's magic, I'm telling you. Everybody has the ability within them to heal themselves. Sometimes we just find it easier, or to not look within, because sometimes we have to confront things that we don't really want to confront. But that's where the healing is, So what can I say about this for myself? First chakra's been a big one for me. I had so many money issues for so long. I didn't believe I should have to work, because why do people, I don't have to do that. I was very spiritual, and I loved to live in my head and in my emotions and in my creation and my consciousness. And but what happened was I would come up with all these amazing ideas, but then I wasn't able to do anything about them. I couldn't bring them into the world because I was not opening up and allowing myself to really be fully on this earth and fully in my body. So manifestation manifestation can happen when we open up and we connect to the earth. Yeah? Okay, that's what I'm going to say about that. All right, so let's go to chakra 2, and this is the last one. I'm just covering 2 today because I'm going more in depth than I did the last time I did this. Okay, so chakra 2 is, the element is water. Interesting, Erica. Water. The physical sense associated with the second chakra is taste. And then this chakra deals with emotions, change, pleasure, oops, that was the door slamming, pleasure, nurturance, clairsentience, so kind of your inner knowing. And the developmental stage is 6 months to 24 months, so 6 months to 2 years. This is when this energy center is developing. So if you perhaps experienced some emotions in that time, or some emotional trauma in that time that you weren't really able to assimilate, that was beyond you. Say your parents got a divorce when you were 1.5, or something big happened and you were little and didn't know how to process those emotions. You might have developed a block in that area, possibly, maybe not. And a way to know is your body will speak to you perhaps through your health. And if you have any issues with the second chakra area, which by the way is like your low belly, so between your belly button and your pelvic bone, so right in the middle would be your second chakra location. So the parts of the body associated with this are the womb, genitals, kidneys, bladder, low back, circulatory system. So this, for women specifically, is the center of your femininity. This is your relationship with your femininity, with being a woman, lives here. And that's something to look at. The affirmation for this chakra, and the right of this chakra, is to feel. I have the right to feel. I have the right to feel. My feelings are valid. Some of us learn early on that our feelings aren't valid, or that people don't really care how we feel, or I don't care how you feel, this is what we're doing. And sometimes we can internalize that as, okay, this it's not safe for me to feel. So then maybe we develop a block in that area. So problems that are associated with this chakra, impotence, frigidity, bladder issues, kidney issues, stiff lower back, intestinal issues, upper intestine more so. So any trouble with any of that. So for me, I've definitely had second chakra issues. I have a second chakra issue that I'm actually been dealing with for quite some time. So for me, I'll tell you what a block feels like for me. So we have energy centers, right? They're meant to receive, assimilate, give out life force and energy, right? So when I tune into my second chakra, I put my hands on my second chakra, just like we did with the throat chakra, and I listen. It's like a black hole. It is like, it's like it's not there. And basically 2.5 years ago, I found out that I had a fibroid in my uterus, which is basically a big mass. It's benign. It just takes up a lot of space, and it takes up a lot of blood. And it's just a heavy block. And so my journey, I just knew that block was here to teach me something. And even though people were like, you should have surgery, I knew in my gut, interesting, that it was here to tell me something. So I started this big journey of like, I'm going to heal myself. I'm going to do all this stuff and heal, and watch me do it. And that was interesting. It was a wonderful journey that I'll talk more about another time. But the main thing was that what I learned from tuning into that part of my body was a few things. One, I had definitely internalized that it wasn't awesome to be female in this world. That was my experience. That it was more awesome to be a boy. And I went through a stage of absolutely rejecting my femininity for about 3 years, at least. I would say only through this most recent journey have I really fully embraced being a woman and loved being a woman. Pretty much up until then, it was like I felt like second class citizen, and like I needed to be as good as a boy. How can I be as good? How can I be as good of an athlete? How can I I have to beat the boys actually if I'm gonna really succeed. So, right? So I spent a lot of energy and time doing that. So that was part of the block. And then also, I had a traumatic thing happen to me that also was connected to my femininity about 10 years ago, that I thought that I was over, and really realized I'd never let go of that thing that happened. So I tell you the story. The story is just to kind of tell you kind of how the body deals with trauma, and how the chakras send us messages through our health. And the health issue is not your body turning on you. It's your body saying, hey, there's something we need to heal in your emotional body. There's something that needs to be confronted, not so you can feel pain, even though you will for a moment, right, when you go through it. It's so you can actually release it. It's so you can actually be happy. Because what we do when we don't actually allow ourselves to feel, or to let something out, or mourn something, or deal with that trauma, is that energy just gets stored in the body. And energy that's stored becomes more and more dense. And then it turns into something eventually, and manifests into something. So energy, emotions are just energy and motion. That's literally what the word means. In Latin, the word emotion means to move out. So it's energy that's meant to move out, right? So if we hold on to it, or we just won't let it go, or we deny that it's there, then it just stays. It doesn't go away. That's not it going away. That's us holding on to it. And then that energy is just living there, living there, living there, living there, living there, building, 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 building. And our body's going to manifest something to friendly, kindly say, hey, 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 this, you got to let it out. This you got to let go of. And if you don't, I'm going to have to get louder. I'm going to have to tell you this even louder. And that might hurt physically a little bit more. So in my case, it had to speak really loud. I was running myself ragged. I mean, you guys, I made myself so busy that I wouldn't ever have to feel what I was feeling. I was a constant motion from the moment I got up till the time I went to bed. I had no idea what was really going on with me. And so then my body decided, okay, so she's not listening to us, so we're going to have to stop her in her tracks. And it did. It did. And I was so mad, and I was so angry, and I was such a victim. I was so pissed. I cried and was like, why me? And all of that stuff. And then it's taken me a couple of years. Well, it didn't take me that long to realize, oh, wait, there's a message here. But also that my body is actually saving my life. My body's actually telling me what I need to do and what I need to hear in order to heal, in order to be happy. You guys, I looked happy on the outside. I was the best actress in the world in how happy I was. But if I were to, I never stopped to actually feel how I was feeling. I was miserable. When I finally stopped, I was like the most unhappy person ever. And it took my body stopping me and having to deal with this second chakra issue to wake up and to become alive again. And I am now like the most grateful person ever that I had that block and that my body was willing to tell me in the way that it told me. So anyway, my point is the body's amazing. The chakra system is unbelievable. It is so wise. Our bodies are so wise. And our mind will try to talk us out of what our body sometimes is trying to tell us. And it's really important to listen. Okay, cool. So for this chakra, you guys, I love this essential oil from the starter kit, Copaiba. Copaiba, again, is really connected to the earth. It comes from trees that are rooted deep in the earth, right? And this is only the second chakra, so we're just a little bit higher. But this chakra is also very much supports relaxation in the body, allows letting go. This one, I think, really helps connect us to that second chakra where our emotions live. It's very grounding and very calming. And the second chakra, because we have so many, emotions that live there, we can cut it off. We can just decide we're not going to feel that. So this is a great one for that, and just rubbing it on your second chakra. Again, you guys, I so recommend, if you have any issues, women, if you have like really bad periods or really bad any of that stuff, men, if you have bad digestive issues, putting your hands on that low belly, and just breathing, put some of this on your low belly, put this in the diffuser, and just breathe into your hands, which are on that low belly, and just tune in, bring your awareness right down there. Tune in, ask yourself, well, what are you trying to tell me? What do I need to know? And just listen. Trust the first thing that comes to you. It's just beautiful. You got to stop and listen. That's beautiful, Mandy, totally. So, so those are my 3 oils for today, Digest, frankincense, and Copaiba. These are just incredible body support, first and second chakra support. Trying to hold them up. There they are. And they go in this amazing starter kit. I usually have people start there because I think it's the easiest, most beautiful, easy way to get yourself started in the amazing healing that comes from the earth through these oils. It's incredible. So yeah, I'm gonna do these every Wednesday and kind of work our way up through the chakra system and share stories, and love to share with you guys. And I love that you're saying things and tuning in. It's awesome, and I'm so happy you're here. One more thing, I almost forgot the colors. So chakra 2 is orange. So if you wear orange, you guys, it helps open up that second chakra. Oh my gosh. Also dancing. First and second chakra, dancing is incredible to ground you into the earth, to help you express your emotions that are in your second chakra. Also, first chakra is red. So if you were to wear red underwear, red anything, it's going to help to open up that chakra. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but colors are light energy. They're a frequency, right? So when you're wearing the color associated with that chakra, it's actually going to help that chakra to rise to the correct frequency so it can open up. Isn't that crazy? So that actually works. Okay, you guys, I'm going to leave you now. Love you all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and listen to your bodies. Listen to your bodies. They are your friend. That's something I've learned. I fought my body for so many years, and I'm done doing that. Love you all. Have an awesome Wednesday. Bye.